Okay, we're just going to wait for a few people to pop on. So we're just going to sit here and smile. Just,
I'm gonna get everything all pulled up on my end so I can see the chats hopefully this time.
beautiful, beautiful. We're going to go to, okay, let me find it. There we go, just sharing here. Okay, and pull this up and I'll look at the feeds. Yeah, you'll probably be able to see the chats maybe. Hopefully that'll work for you. Awesome. All right. Hi, everybody. Here we are, Triad Talks. Pardon the toilet flushing in the background. My daughter snuck in to go to the bathroom. Although we have several other bathrooms in the house that are completely usable. I just want to make sure, do we have Wolf and Dragon on our feed today? I just want to make sure you can hear us.
Me?
Yeah. Oh, perfect.
I was like, what? Who? How? What are we doing? Where are we? Dang it. Oh, damn it.
On the Facebook, I don't see the fourth box.
Oh, so, like whenever your camera's turned off, it doesn't always show. A lot of times you'll just hear the person speak.
Oh, I love it. Okay, that's all I needed to know. Thank you. Oh, that's so fantastic. So welcome, everybody. Thank you for being here. We're ready to chat about some really fun things. And we have an amazing guest tonight. She is one of my favorite people ever. And her and I met. I think we decided it must have been probably 5 years ago. So right around 5 years ago, but the connection between us hasn't like wavered or anything. Like we've worked together in the field, and so energetic field. And over time, she has created, taken the time to use her amazing alchemy skills. So when I did hands-on massage, she always created my oils and room sprays, and the magic that she created and the way she was able to not only tap into my energies, but the energies of my clients, like moving forward through each season, was remarkable, like kind of like unbelievable, actually. And so when they would walk into the room, I would automatically know what to use on that person. And it worked on many different levels. So it wasn't just a physical aspect that it worked on. So she finally, I had like waited and waited, and she finally opened up. She became an herbalist and opened up her own like website, and she makes everything from I know a lot of the stuff is local for her, organic products, like all this amazing stuff. And so she has a website, and we'll share that with you. It'll be Wolf and Dragon Apothocary, but we'll make sure that we put everyone's information in. But you guys, okay, so I'm jammering because I can talk. I'm a Gemini, right? So you got to just give me a minute to talk. So I just want to introduce you to Wolf and Dragon, and she is like, she's going to be doing tinctures soon too, but you guys can ask her any kind of question. She knows everything from, like she's explained to me like how to energetically go and like relax in the centaur pools. I'm like, what? The centaur pools? Like, what are those? Right? Like, I've never done that. I try to stay away from the centaurs because they freak me out. Right? So,
Same.
So, but it doesn't always have to be that way, right? And so I've learned a lot from her, and I use her amazing products. So I just want to welcome, you, Miss April.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
I sprayed myself with my my shield spray before, and you are so right. My shield changes daily, actually throughout the day, and I never really noticed that too much. And the smell is completely different every time I use it.
Oh wow, interesting.
It's what you need. It's kind of like I don't even know what it's called.
I'll
But
tell you. Oh,
it's like, well, it's,
where is it? Oh,
I
it's
don't know
right
if it's
here.
called like holographic shielding or whatever, but it's what a lot of them use that are not earth-based, because it's supposed to change with what you encounter.
Uh-huh. Mine is an Aurora Shield
Oh.
spray.
I have the Nebula Protection Spray.
Yep.
Which I do believe was crafted by request from me. I love it. I'm obsessed.
Have you used the fireside one yet, Chastity?
Yes, I actually slathered that on my body, like my whole body, slathered it on. And I just want to get this for you guys because it's a little bit more intense, right? So I have to be ready to purge some things. Like if there's something, especially if there's something like on me that I don't want on me, maybe stuck in my light body or whatever, or I actually can feel things. She has a charcoal thing too that I put on my stomach. Like I thought, oh, I might have parasites. And I put this charcoal mask. I probably wasn't supposed to. It might have been a little too strong, but
Live and learn.
but it worked. But it worked. So this is my fireside. You guys, she has beautiful products. They just feel amazing when you get them. And what is in the fireside is I'm looking at meadow sweet oil, fractionated coconut oil, and there's a dracar,
Yes, Drakkar.
yeah, a spruce, and you guys, I think I need glasses.
Oh no.
There's a blackwood thistle, no, blackwood something, and then a sama.
Yeah, like the tea.
Oh, okay. Well, see, and I wouldn't know that. But I'll tell you what, this one is like, since I've had it, I probably use it like once a week because it's like really like intense, right? And they put it on my face once too.
Nice.
And so it's like, and you can talk to your products. I know this sounds crazy, but it's like when you place an order, like it works with you. It works with your voice. It works with your energy field. Like it's literally, I've never encountered products like this before.
That's so
ever.
cool.
I'm
Do
obsessed.
you have like a grow your boobie thing?
I think my boobs are bigger. Yeah.
Like, come on, babies. I mean, like, come on.
Here.
I stopped nursing my youngest, lost weight, and they went, no. Hello.
I know. So funny. So April, do you want to share a little bit about your journey? Like, why or how, were you called? Was it like, I don't know, did the dragons like whisper in your ears like at night and like give you all their wisdom secrets? Like what? Like,
Ooh, that sounds more majestic than what actually happened. It was just more like ever since I was little, like dragons were my thing. Like that was just my thing. It was always there. It was always something that I could see or something that I could hear and something I was invested in. And I just always thought, okay, well, I mean, I love reading fantasy. I love doing this. It's just something like that because I grew up in like a religious household. And I just continued on throughout my whole entire life to always be connected to them until I started like just doing energy work in general, where it just kind of made this split of, oh, this is not just in my head. It actually is real. Like this is actually a thing. Like I am actually a dragon. Well, it's one of many, but yes. So it was just more with all the energy work and being able to incorporate all the pieces of me that was missing, because Chastity can attest that I was missing like everything.
well, not everything.
My soul was definitely not connected to my body whatsoever. But once it all kind of came together, then I started integrating everything that I was learning, all the information, and truly understanding who I was and kind of going from there. Like, oh, okay, I get it. This is where I'm connected to. This is who I am. This is, what I like to do. And then the herbal stuff came along because it was always something I loved to do. I just never knew that was an option. And then the fact that I could combine both was fantastic. I was like, oh, yay, I can do this. Like, let's do it. Yeah. So that's kind of very brief.
So is it okay if I just share like what what I saw with the soul separation and how we integrated that?
Go for it.
Thank you.
Which time?
Well, at the beginning, like when I first, had encountered, her and I would switch, in the classes that we took, we would switch, like taking turns, working on each other energetically. And I thought to myself, what in the world am I seeing? And it was like a patchwork quilt, like things were like stitched together, pieces were stitched together. It looked like a golem. Now I can go back and I have language for what I saw, right? And the soul was beyond out of the body. And there was barely like this little string, right? And like holding them together, just like this little thread. And, the questions that were hard questions to ask being in a situation like that is like, do you want to be here?
Yep.
Right. And like, how did you come out of that? How did you, is there any one thing that made you say, yes, I want to be here? And that helped you pull your soul back into that stitched together aspect of you in order to start then gathering your pieces?
To be quite honest, no. I don't think there never was. I think it was just more, I'm extremely stubborn and I was extremely angry at everything as I started understanding what was happening. And I was just like, no, nobody else is going to have power over me anymore. Like, this is my thing, my life. So it was more of a, not like, oh, this is why I'm staying here. Because that is the hardest question anybody who's ever had any mental health issues can tell you. It's the hardest thing to find. And sometimes you don't. Sometimes it's just a matter of, I am where I am. I'm going to see where the next second takes me. I'm going to see where the next moment takes me. What is interesting about the future that I might look forward to. And it was just kind of taking it piece by piece and being like, I'm too stubborn for this. I don't want anybody else to have in charge of my life, my soul. This is mine. So I'm going to keep it in me and I'm going to try to keep it there until I could finally gather all my pieces and be like, okay, I got this. Like, now I know what I'm doing here. Now I know why I'm here. But it was never an easy process to get there. And it took until 3 years ago to finally be comfortable being here and not actually killing myself. So it was a long process and a hard one, but it was more stubbornness, truly. I wish I had some great advice, but it was just pure stubbornness and taking it literally breath by breath. Okay, right now it kind of sucks, but the next moment might be better. And the next moment might be better. And just kind of doing that until I could get to the point where I'm like, the next day is going to be better. The next year is going to be better, or the next month, and just kind of keep going that way.
Wow.
I can relate to that. Now there's so much mental health awareness, right? And everyone's like, it gets better. And, I think oddly enough, if you had told me that, I struggled with depression and suicidal thoughts for 20 years, you had told me that, I don't know. I think I would have just thought it probably wouldn't get better, because I didn't know how to break out of those cycles. I didn't even know I was in a cycle, right? I just thought I don't know, it's gotta stop, or I'll get used to it or something, but I don't think I could have ever imagined, life being the way it is for me now. And I still have my struggles now, thankfully, not really with my mental health at all, because I figured out what was causing all those issues. Yeah. And, a huge aspect of that is the soul and, integrating into this life that we've chosen, right? It's hard to integrate all of that all the way down through the ego, through the trauma, through the everyday challenges, through the relationships, the environment. I mean, I think honestly, not to be too inflammatory, but I think that almost all depression is environmental or situational, and that situation might unfortunately just be the state of the world, and it's not really going to change, you know what I mean? But yeah, brain fog is real today, so I'm definitely going to forget what I'm talking about.
Okay, and I think that this is a really great place to take this conversation to, because when I was just having a conversation with one of my children today. And what is really big, and you know, we're talking about mental health, we're talking about suicide, we're talking about these kinds of things, and we're gonna, you know, let's look at this, because the way that I see like suicide is that it is a possession entity. And it's the same way I see mass shootings. There's a shooter or something like that. And, you know, this goes right into whoever has control of the mind has control of the soul. And then I'm going to let Amaria chat about uh, this next piece. And I think that Amaria and April may have some crossover here, you know, maybe not, but there is, you know, aside from possession entities, there is what I call, I don't know, warfare or consciousness warfare tactics that is actually like electromagnetic or beams that can create um, uh, a voice to school technology that doesn't have to be an entity, right? So there's a voice to school technology. There's also, you know, interestingly enough, having been in the field and been attacked, they can actually do things to your organs, to your monadic body, right? So, you know, having your liver squished, your heart, and you go into palpitations, and you think you're going to have a heart attack, right?
They've got the remote viewing spies. I know that the NSA, CIA, FBI, like all of the, you know,
Three-letter
alphabet
agencies.
soup, 3 agents. Yeah, they do. And I know that I've been getting hit like that. And then finding out, you know, just today with another super soldier friend that's in hiding. And Stevie was a super soldier that recently came out, and he just died a few days ago from unknown causes, but he knew. And he was telling this friend, you know, if I die, this was planned. This isn't, you know, there's nothing wrong with me. And there was some things that were going on where he noticed his health was kind of cruddy, but he was starting to kind of come up out of it. And so, yeah, absolutely. Like B2K, the voice to skull, the psychic spies, and you know, I mean, they can attack you anywhere. They don't even have to know where you are. Some people think, oh, turn off your GPS. It doesn't matter. It's intent.
No, it is.
I mean, I remember doing things in the SSP where we would just focus on someone, and you can boil someone's blood. You can explode their head. You can freeze them. I mean, there's so many horrid things that can be done.
I think about that, and you know what, I get my human brain involved in this, and you know, there are some things that I've seen and experienced no different than what you're talking about, right? And then having been attacked myself, I think we've all been attacked. And you know, I don't know, April, if you want to talk about like some of the attacks that you've gone through. I know that over and over again, we've had to repair your freaking wings. Now, granted, we've got sets of wings in different dimensions, and I'm almost positive you have them in all the dimensions. I could be wrong, but going in for like wing repair, and you know what that does, the attacks that you get in the etheric affects the physical body. Is that anything that you would like to address, April, or can share like what you've gone through?
Yeah, I think just like Amaria, there's just a lot. Like as super soldiers, we're like on the front lines to be attacked. But I mean, there's also a difference, because there's some of us who have decided that that's where we're going to stay, not as a super soldier, but as protectors. And so there's some of us who just, that's what we do. And that's where we like to be. And so sometimes we get hit even harder. And I know what the last time you saw me, I was beaten all to hell. Like that was the first time that I've been able to feel it in my actual physical body, because I've gotten really good at separating that so that it doesn't drain me. But this time it literally drained me, because I was like right at that edge. And it's just the amount of attacks that they can do are amazing, because it's just, it hits you on every level, and it hits you in every dimensional set that you have. And that's their purpose. And the nice part is once you learn that, you learn how to protect against it and how to combat with it. And that was one of the many skills that they didn't want me to remember. And that was, I'm able to steal other people's powers. So
cool.
when they hit me with that, I can hit them back and I can defend. Now they don't like that, but that's too bad. You want to train me to do that? That's what's going to happen. But those are the things, and mind slides and holograms are massive things with me. And I don't know about you, Maria, but those are like consistent, or like trackers. Those are the three that I consistently have for just those reasons.
Mhm.
They don't want me to remember stuff, or they put a hologram like, oh yeah, you got it out. Oh yeah, you got us. And I don't get to the problem. And the trackers are consistently, I still haven't figured out how to keep the trackers off of me. So hey, anybody have any ideas, let me know.
I know.
I would love to know.
I can't figure out. I'm like, how the hell did you get another tracker on you? Or where'd this beacon come from?
I've had my ass handed to me like all freaking weekend. Like what I did the grid work last week, hardcore, and it's like I would fix it and then all of a sudden boom, and then fix it, and it's like, what the I'm gonna hit somebody.
Yeah, pretty crazy stuff. I was gonna say something about, what was the last part you said? Oh, I was gonna share this, but like, you can't make these things up. There's a difference between, Kaisa, do you have a thought process going there? Are you working on it?
Amaria said, she said something. Chastity saw me like.
Hold on.
I probably just look angry to the viewers, but I was just like, you said you were doing grid work, and instantly, like down this way on my floor, I saw like framework, like wooden framework, like you're building a house, but it was like a basement, and it was like I was in Amaria's basement with her over the weekend, but like as fast as it came, it was gone. So I was like,
interesting. So you're like looking for it. So I want to share this. One time we went to go get like, this wasn't even a piece. This was like in another dimension. And is it okay if I share this time that we got you out of a glass cage?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So of all the people's like sessions, I tend to remember hers the most. Usually I clear everything out and, don't hold on. I always say, let me, whatever's for my highest good, so I'll be able to help other people. I want to be able to maintain that awareness. So we went on a search to go find this piece. I don't remember the dimension we were in, and we ended up in a computer lab. And then when I see places like this, they're usually almost all white. And then it's like you can kind of see, I don't know, almost like the walls pop up and you can see like computers on them. And then sometimes like you'll see like drawers or doors or something, but they disappear as easy as you can see them. It's really interesting.
I feel like you see that in a lot of movies.
Oh, do you?
Like in the Matrix, wasn't it like the guys, and he finally gets to like the code maker or whatever, and he's in that white room and the walls just become whatever they want them to.
Yeah, that's part of like in the SSP, a lot of the like space stations and a lot of the just the technology that's on ships, or like what do you call it? I'm trying to think of the palabras, sorry, I've got words going through my head like crazy right now, but like you can think something, or like it's like you want it or tap it, or it's
happens.
weird, like the glass pads, or it's like a overhead thing that you can do, and it's almost like it's symbiotic.
Yep, I see. It's I see what you're saying. Like if you think I'm going to go left, then automatically, if you were flying a ship, you would go left. It's similar to that, but it's like it's supposed to be hidden, right? So it's almost like it was cloaked, or it wouldn't turn on until you touched it, right? Like if you could touch it. So something like that. But then there was like there were like these glass rooms. So you could see in them, and there were people in each cage. They're like glass cages, but like rooms, right? And so we went to go get an aspect of her out. It wasn't my idea to blow anything up, but it was hers. And so as we were leaving, so then we get noticed. And I want to say probably, I think it was the mantids. not the white ones, because I work with the white guys, but the not good ones. And I might be wrong on that, but I see them in labs all the time.
Oh, so only the white mantids are the good guys.
Well, there are some, like, I have interfaced with some that were in the programs when I was doing genetic programs. And you kind of, I mean, where you work with them for so long, you do build a bond. And so we can't say that they're all bad. I mean, it's like with any race, there's going to be shitheads and awesome ones. And so there are ones that, but it's like you're bonded forever. Like the green lady is what I call her. I love her so much. And she's a mantid that, you know, she's green and brown and has like a grasshopper looking face. And but I just remember how loving she was when I felt like I need, you know, it's like she knew that I needed affection or something, and it's just like she just would deliver, and it was amazing.
Interesting. I don't generally work with them. I was like stalked by one particular white one, and then when we go and do rescue, soul rescue missions, I'll tend to see this being helping with soul rescue missions. So, but anyway, we got, I don't know what it was, like the aspect of her that we went in as knew like the keypad code to get this thing to like open up. And then this aspect of her came. And then like we started like running, which is always scary. I'm always running in sessions with her. I'm running somewhere, out of somewhere, getting pieces or getting the body. And then I don't know what the hell she did. It's like something pops into her mind and then things just explode. And I was like, well, hold on, that wasn't my plan. I didn't mean to.
It was her. It was all her.
And then I feel like I'm in the movie.
Don't Chastity. I didn't do anything.
Oh shoot. She's like Rogue from the X-Men.
What it feels like. Patrick is saying that contract revocations.
It was for the tracking.
Oh, for the tracking. Oh, okay. Thank you, Patrick. Yeah, so you know, rescue missions like that, where slinging her over my shoulder. Of course, I'm much bigger. You know, I'm all of like 100 pounds now, but I'm much bigger in my light body. I promise. You know, slinging her over my shoulder and like running through these crazy like patches, and oh my gosh, it's just like holy crow, lady.
I take you to all the best places. Come on.
Yeah, you do take me to all the best places. And then there's this, I don't know, a few times there was this guy. Can I mention the fox?
Oh yeah, that was the whole seizure and like that thing. What was it? What did we determine that was?
Okay, so this was it was a being that I saw early on. So it's a fox, a bipedal fox, dressed in like dapper clothing. But would never like
Sorry,
like I'm not joking. You can't make this shit up.
I know,
it's a real thing.
That's awesome. No, I've heard of like dog people and cat people, and I mean, why not a fox person?
Well, this was a cat
spirit. It's called a kitsune.
Yeah, oh, wow. That's really cool.
So, well, not really cool. Because
oh, was it bad?
They're like tricksters.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, okay.
Here's the deal. I don't trust anything except for my higher self. So when a new being comes into my realm, I'm like, yeah, first of all, don't talk to me. So there's that, right? So, you know, I talk to my higher self and I go straight to source. And after listening to Debbie's reading on me, like now I understand why, understand more about myself. And then finally things started coming more online. But yeah, so we saw this thing. And this was, I don't know, maybe 3 years ago or something. And then I think I saw it, and it always was on the outside of like my container, right? Because we create a container inside container. So it would be like, you know, on the outside of it. And then this was the day it came back again. And this was the day we had a massive issue. And I saw him, I'm calling it a him because it had like a suit and tie, like literally like it looked like a suit and tie or something. And it's like watching like a sly fox, right? Like with that kind of like energy. And something happened. I looked up to see him. And then, oh my gosh, I remember seeing on the table the work that we were doing, there was massive transformation, and I'll let you explain that part. But all of a sudden I saw this pink thing come in and cover up the pancreas. And I thought, holy shit, what is that? And this thing was still watching, covered up the pancreas, and then the entire field ripped open, just like ripped open. I've never had my field compromised like that before. And I couldn't tell you how many entities after entities after entities were trying to like jump into her body. And I'll let you go from there.
She left at the best part, and now I'm gonna go. Yeah, because like all I remember was she had said something to one. She kept asking me what I was looking at. Mind you, I'm a type 1 diabetic, so I was going low at this point, which normally happens when they really are attacking me. They just tank my blood sugar to the point where I can't assist myself.
Yeah.
So I was on the table. She kept asking me what I was looking at, and that's the last thing I fully remember. The rest is I remember my stomach completely feeling like it was expanding and looks like the universe. And then after that, I remember coming to because Chastity kept going, "Can I please call 911?"
Wow.
That's the only thing I remember. And she's like, "You don't remember any of that, do you?" I was like,
No.
And so we started filling in the pieces, at which point my memory started coming back. And then we started piecing it together from there, because right before that, the dude had asked, "Do I have a middle name?"
Yep.
And I remember Chastity whispering to me, she goes, "Do you have one?" And I was just like, "Yeah." Okay. And so I was like, we both stopped, because that's just one thing you don't give at all. And we both stopped, and then all this started happening.
Yep.
And
I was like, that was so curious. Like, I was like, oh, there must be, you know, we thought, okay, there was some type of claim that was being claimed, like this person, you know, this is my vessel. This is mine, you know, she is mine. And I was like, oh, hell no, not on my watch. Right. But wow, it was probably my most intense, like that was like the most intense thing, because when I don't know what this blob was they threw over her pancreas, but that allowed must have been enough distraction for them to rip this whole space open. And then I just had to hold off like things not jumping in her body. And she like rolled off of the table and was like scrambling on the floor and like smashing into walls. And there was like no, like, I thought, oh my God, this has got to be a blood sugar thing at this point. But like, what are we, yeah. But we got to get this stabilized, right? Like you can't deal with like the demon, the entities, the ripped open thing, the pancreas, and like all this stuff. And I'm just like, is it okay if I call 911? Like, is that even going to be like, can they even help? Like, what do you say? Hey, my client's energy field is ripped open, and this pink thing came in, and there's this wolf, or there's this fox wearing dapper clothing. Like,
I just remember the comment that I can remember when I finally said yes. He was nice enough. Most people don't care to actually ask to call 911. They just do, which technically is probably, I mean, I'm neither here nor there about that, because some people need it, some people don't, and sometimes it's great. But I don't know how many times she asked me, and I finally said yes, because then I heard her go, "Oh God, thank God."
Oh, geez.
She's like, "Thank you."
oh my gosh. It was like, I think we were there for like 3 hours.
Yeah, I don't like, because like I said, I don't remember anything beyond that point.
Mhm.
So like fully remember. But
Mhm.
yeah, that was the interesting time, that's for sure.
Oh,
So
wow.
for our listeners, even the strongest of the warriors,
I don't know how many times I get my ass handed.
wow.
Wow, girl, holy cow, that's intense.
But like she's under attack like this.
Even me, because I was out of it most of the time, and my guys were doing a pretty good job of holding me together, because that was their job. Like, dude, shit's gone wrong. We need to hold her together. Chastity's got her guys. She can hold it. We'll try to work together, but this shit is bad. Like, we need some.
Well, and her body, went from like wolf to dragon, wolf to dragon, wolf to dragon. And I was like, what? Like they're like taking turns, right? Like to protect the space, they've got to protect the space. And so I was like, I mean, you can't make this up. These are like not holograms. This is not like fake. I'm not going to say I'm perfect at stuffing out a hologram or, or an energetic signature. I'm not perfect at it. But I have been doing it since I was a little girl. So I think I'm pretty all right at it. But it was like, wow, it was just crazy. And so like, this is stuff that, April has had to overcome for so long. All these years. I remember after even doing work, they would really like to attack her after we got done doing work, right? Because now she's all repaired and I don't know what the deal is. But do you remember the one time I was like, we were trying to like clear a path for you just to drive home?
Yes, I remember that. Like, just give her a drive home, damn it. Like, just give her that. They're like, nope, sorry, this is good.
Let's see, Patrick is saying
it all out.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's been an adventure this 5 years together, right? Let's see, Patrick is saying Andrew Bartzis and Eric Rains do a very detailed contract revocation on the YouTube that covers many bases. Often when we incarnate on Earth, we have to sign bad soul contracts, and revocations can help cover many bases we wouldn't normally think of. So I don't know who Andrew is. I'm apprehensive with this other gentleman. Just energetically, it feels strange to me. Eric Rains, you mentioned.
I'm with you on that one.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah, there's something like, I don't know, maybe something, what is this? One of my favorite people, I just saw, chatted with him today. What does he say? Shenanigans. I love it. He says, I don't want any shenanigans going on, right? And it's like, I feel like Eric Rains has like a bunch of shenanigans around him.
So. I mean, I'm sure he's a great person. It doesn't mean he's bad. It's just, there's something that's just off.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see just the information. Also, I would just like to point out that Chastity added the word "the" before YouTube. So I feel like it's a generation.
The TikTok.
The TikToks. I call it the TikToks.
I've been doing that with Facebook. I've been like, on the Facebook, and my friends are like,
you're like, sorry, the girls I chat with, they're super old.
I don't.
I'm like, you all know, I'm like more ancient than this body.
Oh,
just ask the kids.
If it makes you feel any better, the other day I was talking to somebody and said something about twitching, like somebody was twitching, meaning they were on Twitch, and I was like, no, that's not the right word. I am so old.
We're gonna be on there like, hold on, I gotta
twitching.
They're seizing on Twitch. It's great. Sorry, I meant they were live streaming on Twitch.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's fantastic.
Love it.
And Patrick is saying the verbiage is very important. I totally agree with that. When we're doing let's see, April and I learned a particular way to basically just like bind and get things out of here. And then much to my dismay, we don't bind and just move things out, like, because we're going against the basically the free will and going against sovereign law. So, it's very important to like read an entity its rights. It has rights, and
it needs to Mirandize them.
I learned that the hard way last weekend.
I was like, what? You didn't use an aqua portal?
The aqua portal that you didn't know about?
No, I know. I was like, shadow vortex. Oh shit. And I didn't read all the rights. I'm like, okay, I gotta get the scripts. I need to get all of them.
Yeah.
I always do all the rights. But ever since Chastity brought up the aqua portal, what I do now, because I'm tired and I don't want to like miss anything, but I don't want to like do shortcuts, is I do a combo portal. There's like it looks almost like a shadow in the middle, and then like around / behind it is like aqua, and then I have a separate one which is like a return to source transport. And so it's like, which door do you want?
Right.
Fucking pick one
That's a good
and
idea.
get out.
Well, because we get to go back to a time-space continuum or place of origin, right?
Right.
Or
So I
go
just
back
set
to
up all the
source.
doors now.
Mhm.
And
That's
like I
beautiful.
intend that that's what that portal is. And then actually it's really interesting because I've been like heavily attacked and I want to say doing the best I can, but it's not. Doing the best that I thought that I could. And usually, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't be saying usually, but it hasn't been a high percentage of entities or whatever energies that I'm removing that are like, yeah, let me return to source.
You don't
But
really want to go
since I've
back to
started
source.
doing this like portal option, they're like, oh, like the way I set it up is the way that I help them connect in with source and do all of that. So it's like, it's not just like, oh, here, go for it. You have to help them. But I've set up all that energy in this transport. And it's like a ton of them now. Like I'd say like 70% are choosing that. And I'm like, wow.
I like
And
the
it's a constant learning process.
reading their rights. That reading their rights thing, I really like, just reminding them or telling them, because I don't think a lot of them even know that they can self-determine or that
They
they're
have
free.
Yeah, they have no idea. They have no idea that they like can, think for
They're
themselves. Like,
lost.
yeah. Okay, April, I have a question for you. Are you doing space clearings like for people? Like, is that a service you think you'll offer? Because I think it's so cool that you blow shit up. Like, I don't think you would do I don't think you would do that for someone's
I blow
house.
the shit out of your house, so if it doesn't stand, I'm sorry.
Were we just talking about like we can't force things?
I
Give them their rights, and Chastity's like,
want to
blow it
blow
up.
shit up. Come on, girl, let's go have some fun.
Oh my
You're
God.
appealing to my inner, shit talker.
But the two of you, like, I don't even want to know what it would be like to like be in the like realms with you guys together. I would like, we would
Party.
be.
I wonder what would happen if we spin this thing's head around.
You guys would be like the drunk people that like we can't get a. We're like, see, this is why we can't go anywhere. We can't
I
have
got-
nice things.
I have a Sagittarius moon. I can't help myself. I have to have fun.
This is why we can't have nice things, you too. This is why.
I can't take you anywhere.
I know, damn it. I'll be nice.
It's like that gif of James Franco where he's like, be cool. Like all my missions are so covert that they seem so like normal and unassuming that like, yeah, I could never I know I've told the story where I was rescuing a bunch of people, and the one lady, like I had my list of people I was supposed to be rescuing, and we were walking towards the exit so I could take them to the portal, and this one lady like started to sort of come out of it, and I was like, Jane, if you don't shut the fuck up, like you're gonna ruin this whole fucking thing. Like I need you to shut up and just stop, just hold it together for 30 more seconds.
Oh my gosh. Patrick said, I have had experiences like April blowing shit up. It's very much like Captain Marvel for me, channeling cosmic energy.
Oh my God, Patrick is such a blast too. He's one of my Montauk brothers. I love it. Love it.
Oh my gosh. Speaking of
Captain
Montauk,
Marvel, I want to talk about WandaVision, but I think I just need to like make my own show where I talk about like the ins and outs of Marvel, like good and bad. That'd be fun.
I don't remember. They're supposed to all go in order, and you guys will.
No, WandaVision's a new show that just came out.
Oh.
They just had the finale episode. It's about my favorite about Vision. I'll get into it. I'm not gonna get into it here. Not enough time.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's say, April, somebody wants like a room spray, right? Like can you make something to like, I know, right? I have mine too. Like, so mine goes with my shield, like mine, like, So you guys, if you wanted to order something, here's what you say. Chastity or Kaisa sent me, because she'll know how detailed she can
Legit
be.
you
right?
are.
Like, yeah, she'll like know like we don't get like kickbacks or anything, but it's like it'll let her know that she can really be crazy.
Get weird with it.
Yeah, get weird with it, right?
Oh, get weird with me,
First
baby. I need some weird shit. I
Like,
need
when
it
I
as
first
weird
met
as you.
Chastity, I was like, hey, I don't know another way to say this, but just like, you can, like, nothing you say is going to be too weird. Please tell me all the weird stuff. And you know what? I was wrong. It was too weird. But you know what? It was what I needed.
Weird. I need it. I need it about as weird as you can get it, because shit has
Being an
gotten
alien
so weird.
standing above me was not what I thought it was going to happen.
I love it. I love
It
it.
was perfect. It was perfect when Kaisa was like, oh my gosh, she sent this back to me. And I was like, you know, the details of like what was happening, and my heart just got bigger and bigger, and I was like, yes, oh.
I asked April for, I say all I asked. I wanted the general protection spray that she has because it's so amazing and I love it. But I was really focusing on like moving towards abundance and removing my scarcity mindset. Still working on it. And so I was like, well, let me just ask her if she can throw a little bit of that in there. And she like sends me back like pages on Instagram, because I always feel like I'm bothering her. And I was like, can you maybe add this? And she was like, yeah, do you think that your scarcity is from like this, 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 and this? And I was like, yes, it's from my like, and I got deep into it. And then she was like, oh, yeah, also like all these other galactic heritage things. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna send this to Chastity and tell her to help me with this, 'cause I don't even know where to begin.
I'm calling in a friend, damn it. I'm calling in a friend.
Yeah, I'm calling a friend. Chastity.
Oh, I know I got shit. I got a lot.
She was just, yeah, Kaisa was just looking for that. Is this for real? Like, is this right? And I'm like, spot on. That's perfect. Yes, tell her, yes, you want it all.
Yeah, like it makes sense that there's like different, you know, like roots to the scarcity and different like flavors of scarcity.
Yeah.
But damn, having it laid out, I was like, yeah. And then I sent it to Chastity and I was like, what should I respond to her? And Chastity was like, oh, also this kind. And I was like, yeah, you're right. That is, you know, a problem I have. Okay.
She's getting hit from both directions.
it.
Like, damn it.
Please just call me out. I need to hear it.
I say bring it on. Let's just all gang up on me, because I know I need some help.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
shoot.
is there like one that is like just like demon remover, right? Like, is there
Damn it,
something
be gone.
like, oh, maybe, you know, when you start getting into, because I know like the tinctures, they take time to, I don't know if cure is the right word. So I don't know if we introduced this, but April is an herbalist as well. And so I think there's going to be like herbs and teas and stuff coming on the website at some time.
Oh,
Is there
yum.
stuff to like ingest to like get rid of like parasites and entities and stuff, you think?
Well, it depends on what you mean by parasites and entities. Like it just, I guess it's hard to state, only because like doing a generalization, it's hard because I don't have anything to focus on. But in terms of like, let's say the little nanobots, yes, there is, but
Oh, that's cool.
it's dependent on the person. So what work for you is not going to work for Amaria. It's not going to work for Kaisa.
Right.
Because there's different things that are involved, and your bodies are completely different, and your bodies will ingest things differently. So you would have to change all the constituents to it. And it just works differently with different healers and how they function with it. So I can't say like, yes, it's gonna, these are the herbs, go ingest them. Like, no, that's dependent on the person, dependent on the background, dependent on the history, and dependent on what else is there. Because the nanobots are just the beginning of it. Like, obviously, and then it just expands from there. Like, okay, here's the nanobots, here's everything else. And here's how, you know, these all three function, or all four, or all 8, or whatever. And then these are the herbs, and these are the rubs, or this is what you can do that will help. So there's just, it's all sorts of different things that can go into it.
And this is why I love you, because you can see all of those things, and it's not a one size fits all. And
right, like all I asked for was the abundance and the scarcity, and then you guys like dug real deep into like the slavery mindsets I have. I just like read the messages and I was like, oh yeah. I think I said like the scarcity or the financial slavery because that was where my scarcity was coming from. But Chastity was like, don't forget that you like are like a support like slave too. And I was like, oh yeah, I have that too. Like that codependency and like feel like everyone's entitled to me. But like I ordered like 2 things and you sent me like 2 extra things that I didn't even talk to you about. I didn't even tell you I needed, like, or I didn't even think to say that like I needed help with those things. But you gave me like the Warriors relief to help just give me a break, which my guides say no. They're like sort of, but no, you don't get a break. But it does help with, like protection and then soul healing. And I was like, oh yeah, I should do that too. It's so amazing. I have like and you sent me like a note with all the info on it and I keep it all right by my bed before I go to sleep. Like I put all the different ones on wherever I feel called to put them. And I noticed that my boyfriend is very, very slowly starting his awakening, which is going to be really exciting. But we're having some sleep disturbances. And so like, I'll be like, can I put this on you? And he's like, okay.
You can also use them to do sigils or whatever you use as a way to create extra oomph to it. So like, I know Chastity does a lot of drawing, which sounds weird. I don't mean like artistically. I mean, it's more like, I mean, you might, but they're all used. So you can put it on your finger and like, let's say what comes to your mind is like a shield for an actual shield. You can use whatever you're called to, put it on your finger and draw it in the air and it will act just the same way. Some people will do it differently, some people will feel it differently. But if you're like, hey, I just want, like, I'm just having a really hard time today and I just want some more love for myself, you can use one of the things, draw a heart on yourself anywhere, and it will start portraying that for you. So again, they can be used in different ways, different formats. That's the nice part, is that they're very diverse, I guess.
Yeah. I guess I don't draw symbols, but like I feel specifically on, this is interestingly enough, it's hard to get this straight, but this is my like Orion constellation tattoo. I have more going up my arm, but I usually put like the soul healing right here and the Warriors relief. I feel like along one, I do it on both, and it makes me think of like Amaria, like Wonder Woman.
Nice.
That, and I'll put one up here and like right here.
Wow.
So I'm tired.
I think we've all been in Orion, you guys. I know in my 8th dimensional, like universal.
I mean, who hasn't?
Right. Well, I know I've had soul contracts with one of my friends that's an alchemical. It's hard to explain a lot of that stuff, like whatever, but the alchemical work that we've done for like eons, and it's like we've gone back and forth with Orion, and so it's interesting learning where we've been in different areas.
Yeah.
Well, and I think I know we've talked about it on the show before, just made the easy comparison to Star Wars universe, right? Where there's all this like slavery and polarizing forces and whatnot. And it's like Earth is just such a great place to escape and then try and heal and overcome that, because isn't this, sort of what Earth is doing, is like, okay, that experiment didn't go super great. Let's see if we can do it a little bit better this time and, heal things and break those patterns here. It's like, if you have a trauma and you go to therapy and then you need to do like a little bit of exposure therapy, but you're obviously not going to go like full force. You're just going to go like halfway.
Yeah.
Come to Earth.
I feel like, when are we like being at the end of a cycle like this, right? And like, when are we going to get like help? And when is this going to like change? When is it going to change up? Like when are we going to have our full memories back? When are we going to be able to really connect with father and mother and like really make this work and not be targeted and not be beamed and not have GMO foods and not have to fight each other in the streets and deal with like, all of these controller groups and all the little groups that the controller groups put out into the masses, with their marches and all this stuff. Like when does that stop? And when, like, I feel like can just the big mothership come down?
I know, right?
Crazy, but and then all follow out and just go, look, you guys, we've had enough. We've had to stop your nuclear wars time and time again. And, I don't know, when does it, maybe it never
When can we
does.
call in our dragon ships and be like, can we just, mind meld with their ships again? Because I know they miss us. We miss them. I can feel it.
What's interesting is like after 2 weeks into COVID lockdown, right when everything was supposed to be going back to normal, I don't even think I made it 2 weeks in without thinking that life would never go back to normal. And I don't just mean like, oh, it's going to be different, once we can take our masks off or whatever. Like, I don't know. I don't want to sound pessimistic or negative or anything, because I think part of the huge lesson that I've learned is that you make your own happiness, and we carve out these little bubbles in the bigger reality, and we form our own realities, and that is sort of a place of happiness. It's really hard not to like take a deep look out the window though, but I feel like I have to just stay there, and I have to focus on that. I can't ever really hope for things. And I think that that's like a lesson that I feel like I learned, or at least that's like the result of me having like, I don't know, one too many alien love bites and, dark side of Cupid, whatever you want to call it, where it's like, you have this sort of false light at the end of the tunnel, and you're supposed to be following it, and everything's just it's gonna be bliss, and it's gonna just be totally fine if you can just keep pushing through, and you can just keep digging deeper into the mud. And it's like, what, maybe I don't want everything to be fine if that means I have to go through the mud. Maybe I just need to stay where I am and keep working on like me. And that's not to say obviously that I don't think like the end game is worth the fight. I just don't know that it is a fight. I think it's just
why does it have to be a fight?
I think it's all just a matter of time, and I don't know if it's going to happen in this lifetime. Like I don't know. I don't know that that's what Earth is meant to be in this dimension. Who knows? Maybe it's happening in another dimension because of us, and we don't get to experience it. I don't know. But I think I just feel like I can find happiness without that. Like there's it's really hard. Like there's a lot of shit now that I really hate about this place. But there's still enough. There's still enough that I love.
Yeah. I have to really tap into my gratitudes and everything, because it is easy to feel that, like we feel like we're missing something, or it gets easy to be lonely sometimes. I mean, I get it, I'm a divorced mom, that when you don't have that, and it would be nice to have that companionship, but I don't want to push that either, because I've also had handlers for husbands and boyfriends, and it's really not worth that either. So it's like, where do we find that balance? If we do have that, because I know that there's talk of your divine union, your divine counterpart, and then it's like, okay, how do you know for sure if you've even met the right one, or are there things coming in the way? Because we do so much work on the astral, so we are warriors, and if it happens, how do you know? It's like, shit, sometimes I'm just like, God, I just want to step back and say, fuck this.
I think you should say fuck this, but like in a positive way, where I think all these things just bring me back to this. I'm going to circle this back to our very first conversation. I'm going to bring this full circle. Oh my gosh, that's the Void Walker symbol. Anyway,
Love it.
we were talking about depression, and I was saying situational depression, and like, your environment is such a huge factor, but like, who controls your environment? You do. Had an amazing therapist say, like, you need to be the thermostat, not a thermometer. You need to set, with boundaries and, accepting consequences to take yourself out of situations that, are not good for you in the long run, etc. You're in control of all of this. And so it's like, yes to all these things, and it's like, yeah, maybe fuck those things and then just focus on yourself. I like emphasize that wrong. Don't fuck those things, like forget those things. Focus on
You can't tell
yourself.
me what to do.
Focus on yourself, and then you know, it's so cliche because it's like, oh, if you just focus on yourself, everything else falls into place. But like, that is the way it is, right? And I think that,
It's been that way with a lot of things. So yeah,
Mhm.
just like keep trucking forward.
Yeah, and I've had a lot of good things come to me because of that. And so I think maybe, you know, Chastity, that's why that's my mentality about sort of life and everything. Because I also, circling back to the depression, I can't, I don't handle like hope very well. I don't, because I just get yeah, I don't know. I don't have like the brain power to put it into words, but it's just like I can't mentally handle the letdown of all of that, and it's just like mentally too much. So I think I just float.
I mean, I think the center thing of what all of us are saying is that truly what it comes down to is you are in charge of your energy. And once you stop letting your exterior denote what your energy is doing and you start projecting it, you start seeing massive differences, which is why when people are like,
Yeah.
oh, you can't, oh, you shouldn't do over-the-counter drugs because it's bad for you. No, it's my choice. Like if I'm in that much pain that herbs are not helping and Tylenol will, I can grab the Tylenol bottle and be like, I'm taking all the shit out of you that my body doesn't like, but you will take away my pain. That is my choice, my perspective, and take it and be perfectly fine. And once I learned that, it's still hard, but you start projecting all your energy towards that. Like, this is who I am. This is what I want. This is what I desire. This is what the situation is. And you're
Right.
allowed to say, this situation freaking sucks. I hate it.
Oh God, yeah.
Perfectly fine. Because guess what? It does suck and you do hate it. But the hard part is also going, okay, so it sucks and I hate it. Cool. On to the next thing. Like,
Yep.
try to change it.
Just
Just
days.
and a lot of times it gets a lot easier with depression, PTSD, all that. It's hard because that's all so ingrained and so hard to get over because you can't. There's no over it. It's like those people, and sorry, trigger warning, those people who cut themselves. You never get over that or not do it. You will always have that inclination. And so it's very hard, even when you progress through your energy work, to be like, oh God, this is overwhelming. Oh God, oh God, oh my God, now I'm really like in a dark space. But that's okay. So stay there, be there. Like, all right, cool.
It's amazing how you can learn to sit with things like that. Cause you know, just exactly what you're talking about. You know, I do have those moments weekly where I feel it's just shitty. And it's like you feel, you know, I feel sad. Sometimes it's almost like this hopelessness, but then I have to do that very thing. It's like, what am I projecting? You know, 'cause this isn't me. This is just something that my body's reacting or responding to that's, you know, habitual, and that pattern interrupt, just like you guys are saying. And, you know, really cool, just the job interviews that I've had lately and the things that are coming up. I'm so excited because I'm finally getting back into the things that I really enjoy doing, that I can spend less time doing a job and actually be doing more time, you know, being a mom and doing these projects that I enjoy doing. And, you know, I'm really grateful for that. And so finding every day, what are my little joys? And it doesn't mean that the things don't creep up, that, you know, sometimes I get that little thing in the back of my head going, yeah, well, but you don't have this or you don't have that. Okay, so
Yeah.
but I have this and I have this and I have this and
About like what I'm hearing all of you guys say is it's about accepting yourself in the moment for exactly how you are and who you are. Like it is about being in the moment, accepting yourself in the moment. And I know you have something to say, Kaisa, go.
Okay. So crazy. As April was like, you know, you never lose those inclinations. And I was like, you know, I used to self-harm, but like I don't do that anymore. And I started thinking on it, and then I was like, oh my God, isn't like my whole life of like keeping myself like just a little bit miserable in scarcity? like just a different form of that, like just because it's not physical anymore. Because then I was thinking about how like, well, I started doing yoga and I was like, you know, getting really good at it, because when I was really upset, that was the physical pain that would pull me out of those thoughts and ground me. And it's like, now it's turned into this energetic thing, and amazing. Look, she gives me the spray, she gives me the like verbal trigger I need, and I'm gonna be cured here in
That's
just a matter
awesome.
of time. I'm gonna
That's
get rid of this shit. I'm not gonna be in
Magic.
scarcity anymore.
Yeah.
Oh,
See,
girl, I'm gonna let you give me a swift kick because I need about 10.
it is magic.
You
Patrick
complain
says,
about your ass hurting, you asked for it. That's all I'm saying.
Patrick, I just want to say this because
It
this is
wasn't
really,
me.
it was to you. He's saying we're very addicted to drama. We need to consume peace, health, just as I think, rabidly, as in hungrily. Yeah. I agree. You know, so many of us are, you know, stuck in that drama archetype, right? And so, and we look for the outside sources to feed us, and look for the outside sources to save us, and for salvations and for ideas, and you know, that moves into
I don't know if you can hear
mind
my cat
control.
like screaming at the door.
Yeah.
So what did you say?
I said, I don't know if you can hear my cat screaming at the door, but he's cracking me up. I did not let him in here. He's too loud.
I did not. I did not.
My show, man. But yeah, no, it's so interesting, you know, being addicted to the drama. My friends and I, like, we joke about like how sometimes we just miss the ups and downs, the roller coaster of like a toxic relationship. Like, obviously we don't, you know, but like a
Oh
piece
God.
like just misses that flavor, right? You know, it's like we all see the fast food commercials on TV, and it looks so good, and you know it tastes good for like 30 seconds, and then it's like death and it's disgusting in your body. It's like, yeah, like
Right.
when I see the commercial, I'm gonna be like, oh, that'd be so good, but I know it's really not, and I'm not gonna go get it, right? So, you know, I think about that sometimes because I'm in such a beautiful, healthy relationship, and like there is no like up and down like that, right? Like I don't have those highs
I
and
love
lows. It's
that.
just nice and steady and constant. And I used to catch myself thinking like, well, is this not enough because it's steady? And no, I've learned what it feels like to let something healthy like grow and build, and like healthy love. And it's a different type of thing, but it's I feel like, you know, maybe that's what I need to do with my life now, is not have to be in those highs and lows and like that toxic scarcity. And I need to find like a healthy space. It's been
Just
a
like
great show, guys. Thank
your
you for
cruise
all
control.
my problems.
Love
You're
it.
cured. Thanks, Wolf and
I'm
Dragon.
cured.
You
I'm
cured
good.
her.
Still got COVID symptoms, but I'm cured of this. Had to throw COVID in there because I brought it up before we went live.
I know.
COVID.
Speaking of COVID, are you getting any hits, April, on the, you know, possibility? And none of us are doctors. We're not claiming anything. This is for entertainment purposes only. But are you getting any hits on something that we will be able to do or ingest, or, you know, something that will help with the jab, or you know, or perhaps, you know, not getting it, you know, not getting the well, I mean, it's a virus, it is what it is, and it mutates in everyone's body, just like you say, what you take reacts different to everyone's body. So I don't know, are you seeing anything? And you don't have to name what it would be, but you know, that there's potential for us to like heal after this jab, or do you think it's like something that's permanent, that sorry to throw that at you, you can decline, but
So it's a complex question, because I mean, as all of us know, COVID is not one thing. It is so many things that have come together that have created what it is.
yeah.
So in terms of like getting rid of it, unfortunately, that is a personal thing. And my guides are like, don't even try. Like, it's a personal thing. And for whatever reason, those people who have it, have it. Those people have died from it. That's their choice. And I know that pisses a lot of people off, but death is a choice. I know this because I've done it 30 times so far. It is a choice.
Mhm.
And it was their choice. They wanted to go, and that's how they went. And for those who are super sick with it, they have the options, just like all of us do. Unfortunately, sometimes it's harder to get to those options, and that's what really sucks. And that's where kind of the placebo effect comes in. It's like, oh, okay, well, will, green tea help? Will healthy foods help? It will, if that is how you believe you're going to get better. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So as long as a person believes it's going to work, it will work. If they believe they will never get better, then they won't.
Exactly.
And so it's really hard to be like, oh yeah, this is going to be an end all cure. No, it's personal. Like, it's totally personal. And the hard part is that COVID took so long to be here, took so long to go through the body. It's going to take just as long to completely rid your body of it. So it would be like, oh yeah, I took this and I'm doing all this energy work and I still feel like shit. Well, yeah, because it's probably going to take you another 3 to 6 months to finally clear everything out.
Right.
And so it's just a matter of that person's journey and what they decide to do. So the best you can say is find something that makes you feel well and makes you feel like you can surpass it, and go with that. If that's like, oh, I love flowers, cool, concentrate on flowers. Like, it's going to do the same job as I love drinking green tea, so drink green tea. Like, it will do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that, like, for when you said jab, I was like, vaccinations. It's like, no, no, like, no. But yeah, because those are just not okay. But yeah, so in terms of getting over it, for those who have had it, it's just a matter of trying to focus on what makes you feel good in your body and go with that. And again, it's going to take a long time. It's not going to be, oh, overnight, I'm going to do good. Like, no, it's the same way when you like slip disc in your back. It can take months for it to be back to normal.
Mm-hmm. COVID survivor going on 6 months here.
Oh man.
It's getting a lot better.
Well, thank you for sharing that. I completely agree with you. And I think that, it also, it has taken this level of fear, like planetary fear, right? And it's like, the lower bodies are dissolving into the planetary body, right? And so now what's happening, this level of fear from this dissolving of the lower bodies, and now we are processing this as a collective consciousness. And now we're seeing, and I don't know if you guys are seeing the same thing, but everybody seems like is having kidney failure, kidney stones, kidney issues, kidney this, kidney that, and where does fear live? In the kidneys, right? So
my family dog is like, not gonna say dying, but like in kidney failure right now and has to go to like a special vet hospital.
I tell people to like wrap their kidneys, like, put, keep them warm, right? Like, put extra layers on, rub your kidneys.
Good idea.
I had the kidney infection briefly that I was able to fight off naturally.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I was like, if I have to get antibiotics, I'm gonna punch somebody.
I've been taking some flower essences, and maybe you'll have a tincture that will help with, just like helping people keep their kidney. I'm looking forward to something. I'm gonna put my order in now. If you could make me a kidney tincture.
Actually, I do have it someplace, but obviously I'm not supposed to tell you what it is because I can't find it. But it helps with your kidneys. I'm like, where the hell did I put it? I swear it's around here. They're like, nope, not telling you. I'm like, thanks a lot.
Like, I would love some adrenal work. That'd be amazing.
I would love some too. So, yes, my God.
Exactly.
Well, they're all connected. That's what's so funny. When your adrenals go, then everything else goes on top of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do have it. Like, I have a recipe somewhere for kidney stuff, and I'm like, oh, great. When I find it, I'll let you know.
If you have an Addison's disease one, dude, rock it. I mean, because I don't have that shit, but I know that there's stuff that's been there that I'm like, nope. I'm not gonna let that in my energy field. It's time to go.
Beautiful. Well, you guys, I think that we've kept April long enough and had just a beautiful, amazing talking connection. And I hope that Amaria and April have awaken some things inside them to have some really great memories stream back in. And I hope that we've done the same for other people. April, before we head out though, can you share like your website, and we'll make sure to put it in the chat link too, but where can we find you? Where can people get their sprays and their oils and all this great stuff?
At wolfanddragonapothocary.com, or if you look me up on Instagram, you can DM me your orders. Right now, I'm still working on the custom part of my website because I found that for whatever reason, when somebody chooses the custom, I can't see it, which isn't very helpful. I'm just saying. So DMing me on Instagram, if you don't have that, just send an email to wolfanddragonapothocary@gmail.com and I'll get that.
Beautiful. Awesome. It looks like Kaisa already posted it in our chat. So you guys check it out. Put your order in. Definitely do the DM and IG. Look at me go with the DM and the IG.
Look at you, girl.
Dang.
Slide in those DMs.
Oh my
Love it.
I'll tell you
God.
all the things that you don't want to hear about yourself, but you need to.
No, yes.
I
she
need to
will,
have the
too.
whole book opened up, girl. I'm just like, bring it.
No,
Mhm.
you don't. Her shit is powerful. This is like not to be messed with. You do one thing at a time with her stuff. I'm telling you, it'll
So
kick
what's the
your
best?
ass.
What's the best spanking I can get? Because I need some shift here.
I need to shift my shit, so please do it.
And it will. My
I
spray,
need a spiritual enemy.
the spray she sent me with my beautiful note was like, the spray at first is going to be pretty powerful. And I'm like, whatever. And I was like, was burning up my nose. And I thought, oh my God, what was on me?
Oh
It doesn't do that anymore. But I was like, wow. Yeah, that first spray was a kicker.
You're like, yeah, I don't need this morning. We don't need those stupid buggers.
Exactly.
no.
Oh my gosh.
Oh
you
man.
guys. All right. So check out wolfanddragonapothocary.com. You guys can follow her on Instagram. And if you're putting in or requesting a special mix, or you have a special request, then DM her in Instagram until the website gets up and going. Otherwise, she does have just some really great things as well already pre-made. But I say put in what you got going on and ask for something special, because you will
Okay.
not be disappointed.
Oh, I got an idea.
Oh my
You'll have
God.
like one idea and she'll have like 3 more that you didn't even like talk about.
All good. That's what we need here.
Amazing. She's amazing. Thank you
Love
so
it.
much, April.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
April.
Thank you guys.
Yeah. Thank you. Hopefully we'll have you again on soon.
Yes.
So.
Also, these sprays like last forever. Like in the bottle I've been holding up, like I used the first one I had, same size, like very regularly, and it lasted me like a year.
Oh, wow.
Wow. It's amazing.
Yeah, like I still have some. I ordered this one before that one was out, and then this one's so much like better for me that I don't use that one because it feels like not special enough now.
Because you shift and change, and it's like you don't want to let go of this stuff,
Maybe I'll
right?
use it like at my front door. That one can be like the front door spray in, like my
You're
bedroom.
like, who wants my crappy spray now, right?
Who wants
Like,
my I've got the Nebula protection spray. Who wants
Nice.
regular protection?
Go spray on neighbor stores. Be like, sorry, I'm just trying to get rid of this for a second. Here's your door.
oh my gosh. So start spraying the car or something, right?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. In
Leather seats now. I can't be. I gotta be
yeah.
careful.
Oh, that's great. All right, you guys. We could just keep going. So we're gonna make them. This is for real. We're really stopping this time.
Hey, for real, we love you. Bye.
Hey.
See you
All
guys.
right. Much love to you guys.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.